How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of side-by-side up in this piece. This is coming courtesy of my boy Max, as he's tossing down a whole bunch of crazy Fox Farm on me. You know, you get beers that are relatively similar. You got to do the old side-by-side. And we have two Meadow, which are Imperial Stouts aged in bourbon barrels. The difference here, base, the Imperial Stout in a bourbon barrel, and then we have a little bit of addition on this side. We have this Umburano wood, which is like a Brazilian wood. People, I haven't had anything with it yet, but people are kind of going gaga over that shit. And Cascara is the skin of like the coffee bean, like the fruit portion of the show. I've had a beer with that in it. I believe it was who did it? God damn it. I'm going to think about it. Bale was the name of the beer. I think that was it, right? Bale. And it was from a brewery down in like Richmond, Virginia area. I forget the name of them. God damn it. I'm pretty sure that was the beer I had that had that in it. Anyway, I've had that Cascara before in beer, so I'm kind of interested to see what we got going on. So for those keeping score at home, bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout, and then additional wood with coffee skin Imperial Stout. That's the layman's way to put it. Other information, we have 11.5 over here. I'm assuming it's going to be the same over here. 11.5. This was bottled on 2019, 859, and this was bottled 2019, and this is bottle 1034. 1,150 of these, 1,788 of these. Does that mean anything in the grand scheme of things? No. Let's pop these open. Duplicate hisses on these. Very much the same little hissy poos on these suckers. And let's give it a pour. See what she's got. Oh my god. Like a half an hour away from doing my best of live special. What am I doing? I'm pouring two huge, gigantic glasses of fucking motor oil. Oh, I'm gonna die. Anyway, yeah, what does that look like? That looks like motor oil. I mean, it looks crazy, dangerous. 11 point, whatever, 5% Imperial Stout kind of craziness. Got that, absolutely like I like my coffee to look like color. It had that rich kind of darkness that's dissipated really quick, not really much there anymore, and just looks like an Exxon oil slick spill in a very, very small pond. I mean, these are just, there's danger. It's danger beer. Let's get a nose on the base. I mean, that's really nice, because it smells like a really nice, well done stout. There's a nice bittering to the malt. There's a nice chocolate to that malt. But here's the best part about it, is almost on the nose, literal equal parts, the spirit and barrel. So you're getting a nice kind of bourbon on there. There's a little bit of heat on there. Nothing too crazy enough to let you know you're drinking a bourbon barrel-aged beer without getting too hot. Nice soft kind of barrel char in there with a little soft rubbed chocolate on it. I mean, it smells really, really nice. It is probably, it's not super aggressive. It's not like one of those 2x4s at a face kind of beers. But it just smells good. Good. Let's see what this sucker has. Oh my god, you can totally get like this crazy, weird cinnamon thing going on over here. So you're telling me there's not any cinnamon in this? Where's that coming from? Is it coming from that coffee? I don't think so. You wouldn't think coffee skin would give like a cinnamon vibe to it. It has to be that wood, that Brazilian wood, but it is such a unique, cool difference with just an addition of wood, and then that addition of those coffee skins. I could see the coffee skin kind of doing that. Maybe when it's the fruit before it gets dried, it could impart some kind of like cherry thing. So it reminds me if you took like one of those cinnamon hot balls. Remember when you were a kid and you had the cinnamon hot ball thing that you bought for a penny when you were my age, but now older kids probably don't even eat that shit because sugar's bad. But you get the individual like cinnamon ball thing, you pop it out and you suck on it for a bit and you get really, really frustrated, and then you bite into it and it cracks your tooth and it cracks a little bit and you chew on that a little bit. It kind of has that thing going on if you had like added like a dose of cherry to it. So it's cinnamon and cherry is what I'm saying. I made it really long-winded for no fucking reason. That is a really cool fucking nose. I'm diving into base. So I gotta get another one real quick. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, the base is like a mimic exact mimic of what the nose gives you. Nice roasted malts, nice depth of chocolate to that malt portion of the show. Get a nice barrel char on it, a little bit of chocolate going in there. That bourbon comes through. It's not hot, but it has a little pop to it to know you're drinking something with spirit. Equal parts all around. Reasonably aggressive, but not getting over the top aggressive. It's just tasty. It's a really well done barrel-aged stout. That is a barrel-aged stout. You know, there's bittering involved. There's barrel char involved. It's not a pastry beer. It is a barrel-aged, bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout in the most beautiful sense of the word. That's really good. Okay. Let's dive over here. A little bit of extra wood. And coffee skin. That's fucking delicious. I mean, you're telling me there's no cinnamon in this beer. I'm calling porky pies on you. Because that's just delicious. That's absolutely delicious. The mouthfeel changes. Adds this softness to it. Where am I getting that from? Could be additional wood. Adding a little bit that mouthfeel that you get with some kind of, I would say oak addition, but obviously it's not oak. It's that Brazilian wood. But it has to be something more. So you're getting something from those coffee beans? Where's that mouthfeel kind of elevating from this one to that one? The cinnamon, the way this imparts this cool kind of cinnamon component is absolutely out of this world. If this is just those coffee skins and that additional wood to it, then those two components in and of itself are some of the two better kind of beer-based, at least stout-based kind of adjuncts that I've ever had in my life. Because, you know, so many people throw lactose at beers and throw whatever at beers, and they, some work, some don't, and there's varying degrees of impact on individual ingredients. You know, lactose can be a mouthfeel thing or a sweetness thing or whatever. And I'm sure much is the same with the wood here and for those coffee skins. But for what Fox Farm did to get this to go where it went with that kind of, was coffee skins added an elevated fruit component to the beer and kind of takes that little bit of red fruit or even like fleshy fruitiness that you get from like coffee, but it eliminates all the bittering out of it and adds just a little bit of kind of like marries well with the bourbon over here to where you have that additional bourbon thing over here where bourbon naturally imparts a little bit of soft kind of red cherry, and the skins kind of elevate that, add like MSG to that portion of the show. And what I'm assuming is that wood portion of the show adding a little bit of an extra softness to the beer while also adding that cinnamon component that comes off totally like cinnamon to me without that hard powdery edge to it, adds a softness, and it's absolutely fantastic. Dude, you got to try these. I want to know what Keith thinks about these. You have two. There's glass on the sink right there. There should be a bunch in the drying rack or something like that. You can grab them from over there. I'm really curious to see what he thinks, because just the difference between these two with the addition of just those two components making the beer that much different of a beer. Like this, the base over here has like an aggressiveness to it and the kind of bittering of it from both the roasted malts, I assume, and a little bit of aggressive barrel char. It's not aggressive, but it's when compared to this one. Yeah. Let me see what he thinks about this. Head nods. We know we're in a good place right now. You like that?
Yeah.
Try this now. Wait until you smell. Keep in mind, this is just wood and those skins. That's what they say. I mean, who knows? Just when you smell it, you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on right now?
It's like a mat.
Yeah, it's a me bottle. Right? Yeah. What does it taste like to you? To me, it tastes like a cinnamon. But different. Like a rounded cinnamon, not like a harsh cinnamon or something.
You know that Plan B cherry beer we had that just basically tasted like cinnamon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Similar. Yeah. But that had cinnamon in it.
No, it's just cherries.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's just cherry.
I thought that had cinnamon in it. Yeah, this is a really cool beer. Thank you very much, Max. This is very fun. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the more funner side-by-sides that I've done in quite some time. And just, I mean, this all, you strip it away. You kind of forget this side of the portion of the show just for the sake of conversation. This is a really, this is really well done Imperial Stout, barrel-aged Imperial Stout. It's bitter. It's not overly sweet. It's all equal parts. If you were to break down the 3 sections, you break down the spirit, the barrel, and the beer, they're all equal thirds in the beer, and that is a beautiful thing. Now, once you go over here, those adjuncts take over. And more often than not, when I talk about adjuncts being a little bit too forward, you're like, okay, that sucks, because you want the beer to be a beer. You don't want to get it too crazy with the adjuncts. But the addition of these adjuncts don't detract from the beer. It's not like, oh, this is now an adjunct stout. It's almost like this beer's on MSG. It's on steroids. Now it just becomes a more vibrant version of itself that ends up becoming just super tasty and delicious. We got a decent amount left. I'm going to have to do it. So the Grand Cuvée. Let's see how this sucker lands out. So before I do this, let's cut to the chase and do the whole spiel. Some of the better barrel-aged stouts that I've had as of late. Yes, definitely up there. This is eking towards the top. And it's just a core 4 barrel-aged stout. It's up towards the top. Eking towards the top 4. If this is in the same category as that, just an adjunct stout, because it is a barrel-aged stout. A barrel's an adjunct. It's an addition. Regardless, it's in. If this is just a barrel-aged beer or an adjunct stout, to me, this is where I like my adjunct stouts to go, or addition stouts. I hate the word adjunct, because it seems like the goal for a lot of breweries nowadays is to make beers just sweeter, just to make them more like candy, and this is not it. You know what I mean? This is more like herbal spice. This is like a Ricola cough drop as opposed to like a fucking Luden's cough drop. They're both called cough drops, but one's fucking candy, and the other one's this weird kind of spice thing that some people dig and some people don't. Well, guess what? I dig this one. And just that wood and that cascara. Even blends really nice. I still like this better. But you're getting that kind of soft addition. It's exactly what you'd expect. You're getting a little bit of those adjuncts in here, and it's eking a little bit more towards here. I mean, that's exactly what you'd expect from blending them, but it's still quite nice. Absolutely tasty beer. Some of the best barrel-aged stuff I had as of late. Who would have thunk it? I'm a couple of minutes removed. What are we? 8 minutes removed from doing my live stream. And a little spoiler alert, even though this will come up a long time from now. Fox Farm is on that list a couple, 2-3 times. So there you go. Yes, some of the better stuff I've had. Value availability, no idea. Maybe Max or somebody else can chime in. massivebeers@gmail.com. And if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, I missed the part where I say if you like what we like this, if you like beer, that's it. If you don't like this, you don't like beer. massivebeers@gmail.com if you want to send me an email. Why? I don't know. Massive Beers, just into the Googs to see me doing social media stuff. Beer Massive into the Googs to see me doing the podcasting thing. And I got to get these guys on a podcast, don't I? We have to go up there and do a podcast. So there you go. Fox Farm, you want to do a podcast? Let's do it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of barrel-aged stout right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.